Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Let's explore lessons from sports and life together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
What made me think the most was Sungoliath's heavy defeat against the Kubota Steelers. At first glance, seeing the scoreline of 69-23, many might assume it was a completely one-sided match. But the reality on the field told a different story. In the early stages, Sungoliath did not appear to be outmatched. They started with determination, creating pressure and at times forcing their opponents to be cautious. In fact, they even took the lead twice in the first half. This made me realize that in sports, as in life, a good start is never a guarantee of a good ending. An individual can start a project with great enthusiasm, a student can excel in the first months of the year, a business can experience rapid growth in its early stages, but ultimate success depends on the ability to maintain stability and adapt when challenges arise. Sungoliath showed commendable determination, but when the Kubota Steelers began to increase their pace and exploit the gaps in the defensive system, things quickly got out of hand. In a short period of time, a balanced contest turned into complete domination.
This clearly illustrates that at the highest level, even a few minutes of lapse in focus can render all previous efforts meaningless. I was particularly impressed by how the Kubota Steelers demonstrated the composure of a top-tier team. Their strength lies not only in their ability to score continuously but also in their calmness in capitalizing on opportunities. They did not panic when trailing, nor did they rush when the match was still close. Instead, they patiently executed their plan, gradually applied pressure, and waited for their opponents to make mistakes. This is a quality worth learning from. In modern life, people often want to see immediate results. We can easily lose patience when success does not arrive as quickly as expected. But great teams understand that victory is built from numerous correct decisions repeated consistently throughout the match. Sustainable success rarely comes from a momentary burst, it comes from continuous accumulation. Another aspect that impressed me was Ardie Savea's performance.
What stood out was not just the points scored or technical contributions but the team spirit he displayed. In situations where he could have pursued personal glory, he chose instead to pass the ball to teammates in better positions. Such moments may not make headlines like spectacular scoring plays, but to me, they are among the most beautiful images of the match. They remind us that sports are not only about individual excellence but also about the art of coordination, trust, and collective spirit. I reflected on myself as well. In work and life, people often focus too much on proving themselves, forgetting that great success often comes from collaboration. No one can go far thinking only of personal gain. The strongest teams are those whose members are willing to support each other to achieve common goals. For Sungoliath, this defeat must be painful. No one wants to end a semi-final by allowing the opponent to score 69 points.
Yet, I believe the value of sports lies in the fact that failure is not the end. It is an opportunity to review shortcomings, identify causes, and prepare for the next comeback. Sports history shows that many great champions experienced heavy defeats before reaching the pinnacle. What matters is not how many times we fall, but what we learn from each stumble. If Sungoliath can turn their current disappointment into motivation to improve, this loss could become the foundation for future successes. Another emotionally striking detail was Cheslin Kolbe's upcoming departure from the club. For any athlete, the final matches wearing a team's colors hold special significance. Even if the result was not as hoped, his contributions throughout his time with the club deserve recognition. This makes me think that in sports as in life, people sometimes judge a journey solely by its final outcome. But a person's value is not determined by a single match, a season, or a specific moment. True value is built through persistent effort over the entire journey. In the other semi-final, Kubota Spears' narrow victory over the Wild Knights presented a completely different picture.
If the Kubota Steelers match was a story of overwhelming power, this encounter demonstrated the balance and intensity of elite sports. A 2-point difference shows how narrow the gap between victory and defeat can be. Just one more accurate play, one better decision, or one small mistake avoided could have changed the entire outcome. This reminds me of many aspects of life. There are opportunities where, if we had prepared a little better, persevered a little longer, or focused a little more, the result could have been entirely different. Success and failure are often closer together than we think. Halatoa Vailea's performance exemplifies how opportunities favor those who are ready. He was not a starter, but when given a chance, he made a decisive impact. This shows that each individual must prepare fully for their moment, as no one knows when opportunity will come. I also greatly respect the Wild Knights' fighting spirit. Despite facing difficulties and constant disadvantage, they fought until the final seconds.
Their two late scores made the match thrilling and unforgettable. From this, I drew an important lesson for myself: never give up while opportunities still exist. In studies, work, or life, we sometimes want to quit when things become difficult. Yet many wonders occur only when we make one more effort. For fans, these matches also offer many meaningful lessons. Sports do not always deliver the expected results. A favorite team can lose, a star player may underperform, and predictions that seem certain can be entirely wrong. But it is precisely this unpredictability that makes sports so compelling. True fans accompany their teams not only in victory, but also in the most challenging moments. Such support is not merely love for results, but respect for effort, spirit, and the value sports bring. What happened in these two semifinals also carries a meaningful message for humanity as a whole. Regardless of country, culture, or field, people can find common values in sports: healthy competition, respect for opponents, the desire to improve, the will to overcome adversity, and faith in collective strength. Sports teach us how to win while remaining humble. At the same time, they teach us how to accept defeat without losing dignity. These lessons extend far beyond the confines of a stadium or a season.
Thank you for being part of Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Stay persistent, stay united, and rise again after every setback. See you again.